What's going on, people? Welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. Welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Spurs-SPECTIVE, where me and my brother go head-to-head in predicting Premier League outcomes. The scores on the doors at the moment are 326 to 306 in Sim's favour. The way the scoring works is 5 points for a correct scoreline, 3 points for a correct result and both teams to score, 1 point for a correct result and the star man as well, where each of us pick a man and it's 2 points for a goal or 1 point for an assist. And let's get straight into it with the Brighton-Liverpool game, which finished 2-0 to Liverpool. Sim went 3-1, I went 2-0, so 5 points coming my way for this one. I didn't see much of it, but what did you make out of the game?
Yeah, I think Brighton gave a good account of themselves, but at the end of the day, Liverpool were definitely deserved winners. I think Brighton were very lucky not to get a red card from Robert Sanchez's foul on Luis Diaz. Clear red card, but I think maybe the fact that Luis Diaz scored probably saved him from the red. And then obviously the second half penalty on Basuma, clear handball. And Salah sticks it away, and I think they ran out deserved winners. Brighton had a few moments, but ultimately Liverpool too difficult to play against.
If they have that sort of performance, will they beat us?
Us? Oh, Brighton? No. I think they can play like that and we can still win. I don't think they kind of did enough to hurt Liverpool as much as they did well to compete.
And that Luis Diaz, he is literally just fitted in like a glove, hasn't he?
He's been brilliant again. Another really good performance, and he's so hard to stop with his running on the left-hand side. He might be the fastest player in that front three.
I know, it's crazy. Crazy what a player he is and what a player he's going to be. But anyway, let's move on to Brentford against Burnley. Clash at the bottom. It did finish 2-0 to Brentford, both of us going 1-1. But it's all about Christian Eriksen again. I think he was the man of the match on the day, providing a brilliant assist for Ivan Toney, reminiscent of many assists he got for Spurs, weren't they?
Yeah, it was on his left peg, cross into box. Brilliant pinpoint cross, and he was doing those kind of passes all day long. Brilliant display I've seen from the highlights, and I'm so happy that he's back playing again at a top level. Got recalled for Denmark as well, so I'm very, very happy for him, and hopefully this form continues, and we'll see what happens at the end of the season. But he's started life at Brentford very, very strongly.
Yeah, and if you look at those two performances, both really strong performances, I mean, I'll take him back in a Spurs shirt in a heartbeat. I really would.
And we could have done with him against Burnley, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's move on to Manchester United against Tottenham. Finished 3-2 to Man United. Sim going 2-2. I went 2-1 to Spurs, so neither of us getting points there, but I think we'll swiftly move on from that game. And as we do move on, we go to Chelsea against Newcastle, which finished 1-0 to Chelsea. Both of us going 2-1 to Chelsea on the day, so both of us getting a point there. But you know what? Newcastle definitely feel aggrieved by that result, aren't they?
Yeah, because they definitely Havertz lucky to stay on the pitch with an elbow to Dan Burns' face, and Chalobah very lucky not to give away a penalty up against Jacob Murphy. Clear as day.
Yeah. I don't get
penalty. Absolute. I think as well. They say the standard of VAR is that if the referee accurately describes what's played out and he doesn't think it's a penalty, then VAR can't overturn it. It's only when it was only when he's missed something. For example, if the player doesn't get the ball and the referee thinks he did get the ball, then the VAR can advise to overturn. But if the referee knows he didn't get the ball and still doesn't give a penalty, then he can't overturn. That's how it works. But
it's pure cheating then.
No, but the referee gave a corner and he didn't touch the ball, Chalobah.
So
that should give VAR an indication.
Why didn't they?
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. I think it's ridiculous how VAR didn't say to the referee, look, Chalobah didn't get the ball. You've given a corner. It's a clear foul. He's tugging on his shirt. I think you should go to the monitor and look at this.
Why is it every single week we seem to be talking about a situation like this now?
Every single
week.
Something dodgy is going on. All these rich clubs. I know Chelsea under sanctions at the moment, but all these rich clubs getting all these VAR decisions about like ridiculous ones. That was a ridiculous one. The City one with Rodri was an out of this world ridiculous one. The Wolves one earlier against City as well early in the season. That was an absolute joke as well. I don't know. VAR needs to shape up because when these decisions are easy, anyone should be able to look at these decisions and say that's a penalty or that's not a penalty and stuff like that. It's really ridiculous. And then Chelsea obviously end up getting a late winner for a great goal by Havertz, got to say that, but undeserved probably because Newcastle probably feel like they should have got something out of that game.
And Havertz has really stepped up, hasn't he? In the absence of in the absence of Lukaku, really.
absence of his form anyway.
Yeah.
No, but look, I think he was great at Leverkusen a couple of years ago, and he's maybe taken a bit of time to settle in. But now we're seeing the true player. He's class, man. He is absolute class. He's playing in a false nine position. I even think he's doing a lot of work which. Like he's scoring goals, but I think if he had a striker actually contributing more in front of him, maybe you would see even more from him, because I think at the moment in this false nine position he's playing so well, but a lot of the pressure's on him. And if he could go, like, the best thing about his when he was in Leverkusen, just like going into the box unmarked, like late into the box without getting noticed, and he's doing that a bit, but at false nine it's a bit harder to do it than in the number 10, and I think he's doing a great job at the moment.
All right, let's move on to Everton against Wolves. We finished 1-0 to Wolves. Surprise, surprise on the day. You went 1-1. I went 2-0, so I gain 3 points on you for this one. And Everton are bang in trouble, aren't they?
Poor. I mean, they were unlucky not to get a goal. I think Richarlison had a few opportunities, which will be disappointed that he didn't finish. But at the end of the day, Wolves probably deserved the win. They were dominating for the majority of the game. It was only after Wolves went 1-0 up that Everton responded. And a goal from a corner, Connor Cody heads it home, and another disappointing result for Everton and Lampard, and they're really in a massive relegation scrap right now, the way things are going.
And talking about relegation scrap, I'm just going to read to you their remaining fixtures of this season, right? Next game, they play Newcastle at home, which is a very difficult game for them. Then they go to West Ham away, then play Man United at home, Liverpool away, Chelsea at home, Leicester away, Brentford at home, and then finish the season at Arsenal away.
Not many wins you can see from that, is there?
No, not at all.
It's going to be very difficult, and
I actually think they're gone. I actually think they're going to go down.
The only thing that's saving them is that maybe you got Watford and Norwich, who are probably just as bad, if not worse, and if they're going to pick up points, although we'll talk about Watford soon. And then Burnley seem to hit a bit of a brick wall all of a sudden after looking good, and Leeds as well. As much as they had a good result, they're also not looking great. So they have to pick up some unexpected results. That's the only way they're going to be sure of staying up.
Yeah. All right. Leeds against Norwich finished 2-1 to Leeds on the day. First win of the season. Both of us going for 2-1 to Leeds. And yeah, 5 points, both of us. And Leeds just about getting there in the end, didn't they?
Yeah, the scenes are at the end of the game. You'd have thought they won the league or something. But a great result for them. To be fair, it's very important 3 points. And they took the lead, and Rafinha had a shot off the line and he hit the bar, and it looked like Leeds were going to run riot, but Norwich came back into it last 20 minutes, and all of a sudden they started to get some chance. I think there was maybe some nerves from Leeds because they're in such a bad run of form, aren't they? And maybe all of a sudden when they're only 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go, a bit of anxiety crept in, and that's what allowed Norwich to get back in the game. They got the equaliser, but a bit of luck for Leeds right at the end. Rafinha went through, rounded the keeper, squared it for Gerhardt, and they got the last minute goal, and they probably massively needed that in the fight for relegation. And Jesse March gets his first 3 points, and it meant a lot to him, you could see.
Yeah, definitely. And with on the flip side, looking at Norwich, I mean, you got to assume they're down now, surely.
You can't look. They're 5 points off 17th placed Everton, but Everton have 3 games in hand. So, I mean, how are they going to recover that? I can't see it, and they don't have the quality to recover it.
Agreed. All right, let's keep going to this next game, which is Southampton against Watford, which Watford won that 2-1 with a very impressive result there for Watford, a very important result there for Watford. Both of us going for 3-1 to Southampton. And what the hell's happened to Southampton? They were like the best team in the league a few games ago. Now they've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, maybe they're running out of steam a bit because they were playing at a very high level, but it's maybe difficult for them to keep up that intensity with the players they have. Very good result for Watford. 2 early goals, I think, from one from Cuco Hernandez, and I can't remember who scored the other one. But I think they gave, I don't know if you saw the first goal that they scored, but Southampton really tried their best to give it to them. The keeper.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Oh my god.
The keeper gives it away, and then they somehow luckily win it back.
That literally looked like match fixing.
And Salisu gives it straight to Hernandez. I mean, it was a ridiculous goal.
That looked like match fixing.
Really did. It was that bad. It was awful. So they took a 2-0 early lead. They did get clawed back with a goal, but they held on. They held on for all 3 points, and a very crucial 3 points, and one probably they didn't expect to pick up. But they'll be delighted with that, and they need them because they're still, even with that win, they're still in 18th, but it puts them level on points of Everton. So they're definitely in it if they can. They're in there with a fight to stay up if they can keep up getting points like that.
Yeah, and Cucho, I mean, he's really a man on form now. That bicycle kick against Arsenal, 2 goals against Southampton. He's really coming to the fore in the important part of the season, isn't he?
Yeah, after being left out, Dennis's goals have dried up, and he's one stepping up. So I don't know how long it will carry on for, but last 2 games, 3 goals, pretty solid.
West Ham against Aston Villa finished 2-1 to West Ham on the day. Important result there for West Ham. Both of us going 1-1, and they knocked Aston Villa off their perch a little bit after their good run of form.
Yeah, very good win, to be fair. I think I think after playing a midweek as well against Sevilla, very tough, grueling fixture, and ended up losing 1-0. They came back into it in this one. It was a weird game because it was 0-0 for a very long time. Then Yarmolenko came on. Brilliant scenes there with him scoring. To be fair, he was very emotional, and it was a great moment from the weekend with him scoring a great goal as well. They then get another set. They get a second on the breakaway through Fornals. Really good team goal. Declan Rice at the centre of it, and then Villa come back into it. Jacob Ramsey gets a goal just before stoppage time, and they nearly get an equaliser as well. And Villa will probably leave that game disappointed that they didn't take at least a point, because West Ham got 2 goals where they probably weren't 2-goal better team during the game, but they were 2-0 up, and then Villa get a goal back. But very crucial win for West Ham in keeping them in touching distance with top 4 for them. But I do feel like they will run out of steam at some point.
Absolutely.
They're already starting to. I know they got the win, but I don't know if they can keep it up for the rest of the season.
Well,
we'll see.
We'll see. Big game next weekend at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against West Ham, that's for sure. Arsenal against Leicester finished 2-0 to Arsenal on the day. I went 2-1 to Arsenal. You went 2-2, so I gain a point on you there. But to tell you the truth, I turned it off straight after that first goal from Thomas Partey. Arsenal looked really good from what I saw, got the goal, and I thought they were just going to end up running riot, but it did finish 2-0.
Yeah, and deservedly so. I think there was a period at 1-0 where looked like Leicester could get back into it, but Barnes missed a chance and they had a few openings. But apart from that little moment, Arsenal were all over them. They completely deserved it. It was, I think, to be fair, just after Leicester played on a Thursday night, they rested a lot of players, and Arsenal probably caught them on a good day. But you still need to take advantage of that. How many times have we caught teams on a good day and yet haven't taken full advantage? You know what I mean? Yeah. So you've got credit where credit's due. They completely deserved the win. They were playing some really scintillating football, especially at 2-0 up when there was a gap. It was almost as if when it was too easy for them. So fair play, good win for Arsenal, and very damaging result for Tottenham, that one. But hopefully midweek they can drop some points.
Absolutely. Last game of the weekend was last night, Monday Night Football at Selhurst Park against Manchester City. Crystal Palace against Man City, that is. Finished 0-0 in a surprising result that has blown the title race even wider open. I went 2-0 to City, you went 2-1 to City, and I was watching this game last night, and what a defensive display it was from Crystal Palace. And they had their moments on the break as well, with Elise, Zaha, Conor Gallagher as well. And I thought Crystal Palace were well worth the point yesterday.
I think the City will be disappointed in terms of the chances they missed. I think some of the Laporte missed an open goal from the 60-yard box.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Bernardo Silva missed a really good chance when a cross came in from Grealish. They missed some really presentable chances, but Palace were always a threat on the counter, weren't they? And they really impressive. Guehi is turning out to be a bit of a star. I think he's on loan from Chelsea, isn't he?
Yeah,
and,
another one.
He's playing really well at the moment. Tyrick Mitchell on the left back as well. He's putting in a really good display. So fair play to Palace. I think they'll feel like they deserve the point. City will feel like if they put away some of their really good chances, they would have won the game. So I think both teams will leave that with different feelings. But yeah, very damaging result for City in terms of the title race, and now Liverpool have extra motivation on Wednesday to get the 3 points.
Yeah, let's hope they're super on it. Starman, Mo Salah for me, gets me 2 points for his goal, and Sim got Rafinha for Leeds, and definitely should have had more than 1 point, that's for sure.
That's really annoying.
But he did get an assist right at the end. So the scores finish on 334 to Sim, 323 to me. So a bit of catch up this week, and let's see what happens next week. We'll be back for Predict the Prem most likely on Thursday, so check out for that, and check out for the rest of our content coming out today as well. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.